This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Welcome in. Yeah, we all have on green except for one of us. He forgot. Charlie Mattos.
The traditional Irish gray. I'm just, celebrating the weather.
Feeling it this morning. We're back after spring break. Andy Nye is here. Charlie Mattos, Jeff Roberts upstairs. I'm Kelly Sutton. Bill's taking some more time off. I have on my green. I feel like I have to as a resident, Irish person.
Didn't even think about it till Annie texted this morning and said, I'm running a few minutes back behind looking for green. I thought she was looking for vegetables. I thought she must be doing some kind of smoothie with spinach or something.
No, digging around for my green.
All right.
All right. Well, don't make the same mistake. Wear some green today. We're going to be talking about some of the Irish traditions. If you celebrate or if you're thinking of something fun to do today, some of the things that we'll throw out there. It's not just about drinking beer. I mean,
it could be.
And there's a lot of that, but there's more to it than that. So we've got that coming up. Also, Dollywood is open for the season. Dolly making her appearance there. And that was the first time that anyone has really seen her since the passing of Carl. But she looked great.
She had quite the transportation.
Did you see it?
Yes.
The car with all of the flowers on it?
It was great. Yeah.
It was fantastic. Also, Morgan Wallen dropping a little knowledge on that fourth album. Fans are so excited about when that's going to be coming out. And if you were at Tootsie's, then you got the surprise of a life when you look up and there's Teddy's photos, Ed Sheeran. That's what his Instagram handle is, Teddy's photos.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Is that hilarious? So Ed Sheeran showing up at Tootsie's. We've got some video. And the best part is there's always one guy in the crowd who is absolutely not impressed. And someone got video of him, and so Ed reposted it. So stay tuned. If you're watching us right now on circlecountry.com, you're going to get a chance to see it, or Peacock, or any of the other things. And Adam Doleac is going to be coming in. A new song that he has right now featuring Thomas Rhett. We're going to talk about that. Bar Named Jesus. And that title alone needs some explaining. So he's going to come in here and figure that one out for us. If you haven't heard it yet.
Lucy, you got some explaining to do.
You got some explaining to do. So we'll talk to Adam coming up in just a little bit. So lots of things to get to. Did you have a good time at Disney World?
Had a great time.
Same time as I, but I never saw you.
No, and Nick Fatty from our Opry crew was down there as well. And we were never at the same place at the same time.
I mean, honestly, half of Middle Tennessee was down there.
It appeared that way.
I was standing in line to go back to our resort, and the people behind us were like, oh, and she's, at Lipscomb, and he went to Antioch, and I'm like, oh, okay, Middle Tennessee there. And then some of my friends, so a lot of us all just vacationed together.
It was all great until I came back, and now I can't breathe again. Welcome to Middle Tennessee.
Welcome to Middle Tennessee.
Pack your Flonase. Never mind toothbrush, shaving cream,
take all
Flonase.
the Allegra, all the things. Yeah, so all of that is coming up.
More Coffee, Country, and Cody is on WSM.
Well, it's been a minute, but he made it in. We're happy that he's back. Adam Doleac is with us this morning. In fact, you went to the old place. We've only been here for like 7 or 8 months, so it's not like we've been here for a long time.
Still a pretty long time, but oh well.
Yeah.
Well, we're in the old place 40 years, though.
Yeah, okay, so it's really tiny compared to that.
Yeah. But you did do a tour of the old place. How's it look over there, by the way?
It looks great.
Yeah.
It's missing you guys, obviously, but it was good. And then I got stuck behind somebody with a tractor that talked to the security guard for a good 5 minutes when I finally headed to the right place. So, but I'm here. That's the important
You've really
thing.
done the whole complex this morning.
It's like the person ahead of you in the TSA line who has to bring the illegal thing on the plane and you can't get to your gate.
Yes, exactly the same. Yeah.
Well, welcome in. This is our new studio.
It's beautiful.
On the Opry Plaza.
Looks
and you're
great.
going to be playing there on Friday.
Yes, I'm so excited. It's been, we were just talking about it. I think a couple years since I've played the Opry, which I love the Opry. I like to do it as often as possible. So I'm excited to get back in the circle for sure.
You've been busy. Lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff. Lots of music. Lots of life stuff. I'm a dad now.
I know. How old?
He turns 1 year old Saturday.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
You don't look horribly sleep deprived.
I'm going to say something.
Or you're faking it really well.
I'm going to say something that's going to get me in trouble.
Oh, no.
Great.
He sleeps through the night.
I get more sleep with a baby than I got before I had a baby.
You're the only human who's ever said those words.
What?
I mean, like, he woke up at 8 o'clock this morning. He was just waking up when I left the house. He just sleeps through the night.
Listen.
And he has since week 8. So, like,
I'm just going to say this. Stop.
Yeah.
You've got an only child.
Yeah.
I know.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Well, we want more, and we've already prepared to just have absolute nightmare of
Right.
children. The second one.
You realize there are people out there with like an Adam Doleac voodoo doll sticking pins in your back now because of this.
Yeah, my little brother's one of them. I think he's got a almost 4-year-old, and he still has not slept. So it's definitely a different story.
I will tell you. Okay, so we had a really good sleeper too, like 9 weeks through the night. And then we just never had another child. So I will say
That's one way to do it.
Stuck with one, and it
Yeah.
worked out for us. So I'm just going to put that out.
It's
there.
a big
That's
sleep is a
amazing.
huge part of being a parent. Obviously, I mean, man, it just makes
Huge.
everything so much easier.
Okay, so first birthday party. Do we have? Is it going to be a big deal? Is it going to be just family? Because I got to tell you, I feel this like comparison of seeing other parents do these big elaborate birthday parties for these little bitty kids, knowing full well they're never going to remember it. But I did that. I did
Yeah.
a big party.
I wouldn't call ours elaborate. We have a theme. We're doing family, and we're doing like really close friends. So probably
Okay.
45 people, 50 people.
That's a big party,
that's-
Adam.
Is that
Pretty-
big?
For a 1-year-old?
okay.
Pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the party's more for us, I think.
Sure, sure.
And the photos, but we're doing. His name is Jack Doleac.
Oh, I
so,
love that.
That's great.
And he got his mom's middle. My wife's name's McKinnon, so she goes by Mac, and so it's Jack McKinnon Doleac, which shortens to Jack Mac Doleac. So he's got.
Oh my gosh.
He's got
I
quite the
love
name.
That.
Yeah.
That's kind of great.
So we're doing the theme. I played baseball in college,
Yeah.
and so the theme is rookie year. So he's doing. It's all baseball themed, and there's like buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. So there's like Cracker Jack boxes with his face on them. There's Big League Chew packets with his face on it.
Do we
I'm
have
loving
we
it.
have a rookie card?
We didn't make baseball
Oh, you
cards.
can
We
do it-
should have
you can
done
do it
that.
quick,
Maybe I
though.
could find that on Pinterest or
For
Etsy
sure.
this week
Etsy.
or
For sure,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Etsy.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Listen,
We've tried to think of everything, but it's going to be not huge. It's not like there's not like a bounce house in the backyard, or,
Okay.
So, but I am building a concession stand this week, so
I love all of this.
it's gonna be like hamburgers and hot dogs and yeah.
You're like, it's not that big. He has his own Big League Chew.
Yeah.
I'm building a concession
will be-
stand, but it's real low key.
I will be leaving here and going to Home Depot. Other than that, it's not a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love this.
Now, I can warn you for a couple of years ahead. When you get to 3, Chuck E. Cheese is still traumatizing.
I'm
When the
sure.
animatronics come alive,
I have no
wait a
doubt.
couple more years on that one. So.
That's how me and Mac have been talking. We're like, we only have a few years where we can actually decide what his party's going to be. Probably
Yes.
kind of like Halloween. It's like
Yes.
he dressed up as Jack from The Incredibles for Halloween this year, and it was so good. I mean, he kind of looks like Jack anyway. He had a mohawk at the time and the whole thing.
I love that.
So it's been so
much.
fun. It's been my favorite thing I've ever done by a mile.
Of
So
course.
yeah, it's awesome.
Well, and I'm just going to put this out there. Have you already reserved jackmacdoleac.com?
No,
You need to get
I
it
need to do that right now.
because literally that is an artist name if I've ever heard one.
I have started kind of writing children's songs.
Of course.
Oh.
Just like accidentally, just singing to him. Like there's a bath time song. There's just the Jack Doleac song. I'm kind of thinking of recording some kids songs and just putting them out, maybe under Jack Doleac or Jack McKinnon or something like that. I don't know, but I think it'd be
Also,
fun.
could you imagine a book series of Jack Doleac? That's perfect.
All right.
Literally, we'll talk later.
Worked for
We'll get-
Kerouac. May as
Yeah.
well work for Doleac,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Kerouac.
I'm not going to Home Depot anymore. I'm gonna go write books.
Stay here. We're
I'm
gonna
gonna
write
go
books with a companion CD.
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
put them out separate, and then you can do it together as a bundle.
Yeah.
and
That'd
we'll
be
get
so
some
cool.
merch. It'll be fun.
That'd be
We'll
so
work on
fun. I've already got Jack merch, by the way. Just
it. Do you really?
well, I mean, I'm doing an acoustic tour that's coming up, and its first show's in April 3rd in Chicago. And so on the poster, the openers for the show are actually Mac and Jack Doleac. They're like, because they're coming with me. I'm ready to
this
tour,
so
but I wasn't ready to leave my family.
Yeah.
So they're coming with me to every show, and they're gonna like open the show and walk out and say hey. So the tour shirts that will be made for the show, there's also kid sizes. So there's like little Jack sizes of the t-shirt.
I love all of
Yeah,
this, man. I see where you're going with this. The
We're just
merchandising
doing
person
it
in
how
me
we
is
want to
like,
do it. You know,
yeah.
it's really fun.
The onesie is
amazing.
an underappreciated merch item. I will
For
say that.
sure.
Yeah.
Who's not going to buy a onesie?
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
if you make it a certain way, people that have dogs can always get it, cut off the bottom, and make it into a little T-shirt for the dog.
Sounds like another Etsy situation.
It really
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
It really is. Okay, tell us about teaming up with our buddy Thomas Rhett. How did Bar Named Jesus come around?
Well, Bar Named Jesus is not a song that I sit down and write every day. I mean, I think it's the best thing I've ever written in my life. And so I normally wouldn't send Thomas Rhett a song and say, you want to sing on this with me? But I was around a campfire one night with my brother-in-law, and he knows Lauren, Thomas's wife, really well. And so I play him songs a good bit. I feel like he kind of knows what's good, and he's 5 years younger than me. And I played him Bar Named Jesus, and he kind of started crying. He was like, man, you have to send this to Thomas right now. And when I think of a dream feature for that song, it would be Thomas. I mean, he's a godly guy and a family guy, and I look up to him and love him and his family and how he treats them. And I had a glass of whiskey that night, I think, maybe 2. And so I had enough in me to be like, you know what? I'll send it to him. Do you have his number? And Elliot had his number, and I sent it to him. And I'd love to be able to tell you guys that he texted back immediately and was like, oh my God, this is incredible. I'm in. That is not the case at all.
He's got 4 kids, Adam.
Look, I've since learned that Thomas is not a fast texter at all.
No, and I'm pretty sure one of the kids probably had his phone and was playing on it at the time.
Probably.
So
maybe she liked the song, and that's why he ended up on it.
Could have been.
I don't know. But
could have been.
So it was not right away. It was 3 months later.
Okay.
So at what point do you question this decision?
The next day.
Okay. Oh, no, he hasn't responded.
Later that night, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, well, actually, I take nothing personally in the music industry because everybody's got so much going on. And it was a big ask, obviously. Thomas is a superstar. But he didn't even text me back. It was 3 months later. I was at my house. I'm sitting there with Mac and Jack, and my phone rings. I had his number in there because Elliot had given it to me. It says Thomas Rhett. And I'm like, okay. Walk outside, take the phone call. And I answer, and he's crying. And I'm like, are you okay? We've never talked on the phone. This is our first time. And he's crying, and I'm like, hey, are you good? And he goes, man, I just had the biggest God moment I've had in the last few years, and I wanted to tell you about it. So it turns out he eventually had just gotten around to listening to Bar Named Jesus, and he was in the second chorus, had his windows down, driving down Hillsborough Road in Green Hills, and was weeping.
Wow.
And he was at the red light, one of those red lights, and this whole story is such a God thing. He was sitting there at the red light. There was a homeless man by the red light. So the guy actually, I think he was an alcoholic, and some of the lines in the song kind of, I guess he heard something that jarred him. And he stood up and asked Thomas, probably not knowing who Thomas is, just going, hey, what is that song you're listening to? And then Thomas, being the person that he is, said, hey, why don't you come over and lean in the window and listen to this chorus with me? And so he said, the light turned green, traffic's rolling by. It's the busiest street in Nashville, as you know. And they're listening to Bar Named Jesus. And he said the homeless guy started just bawling, crying. Thomas was bawling, crying. And that's when he called me and said yes. He goes, I think this song's going to really impact people and bring people to Jesus, and I want to be a part of it. And that's how he said yes. And I still get chills telling the story. I told him, I was like, I really hope we get to tell this at a #1 party one day, because that's so special.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it so much. We're going to play it right now.
More coffee, country, and Cody is on WSM.
We're celebrating this morning with Adam Doleac because he just released a song on Friday with Thomas Rhett, Bar Named Jesus. Hearing that story about Thomas playing it in his car and having someone come over, lean in and really connect to it, that was a homeless person. I mean, that's just magic, man. That doesn't happen.
Magic. It really doesn't happen. That's why the whole thing was such a God moment. And honestly, it's only been out for 3 days, but I've already heard stories from so many people. I mean, you kind of get used to a release cadence and hearing from people, and this song just feels a lot different than anything else I've put out. And it's the first time I've really touched on the subject of Jesus and that kind of thing, obviously, but it's been really cool to hear from people.
I think your time at the merch table is going to expand on this tour coming up, because I think people are going to want to talk to you.
I spend a lot of time over there.
Yeah.
I really do. I'm still at the point of my career where I really enjoy meeting new fans and people and hanging with them. So normally, after most shows, I'll go out and say hello.
Your dad was very excited that Vince Gill will be at the Opry with you on Friday.
Yeah, he texted me that this morning on the way here, actually, and I think I got to figure out a way to basically just get him a picture with Vince Gill.
Okay.
Because I'm big into vinyl now, and a lot of them are my dad's old vinyls, and so one of my favorites that I found was Pure Prairie League.
Oh yeah,
which was Vince's original band, which
Did you
is
see those
so
eyelashes
good.
on him when he would? I mean,
yeah.
It's not even fair. Vince Gill looking all suave.
Well, the beauty of Vince, and I think you mentioned he was there your Opry debut night too.
He was. I didn't get to meet. I still haven't met him. So
really?
Hopefully we will.
The beauty is, even if he plays last, which he probably will, he gets there when the show starts and literally watches just about everybody from side stage, because he just wants to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't got the schedule yet, but I know I'm going to be playing Bar Named Jesus, so maybe he'll hear that one and want to come throw some harmonies on it with me or something.
Listen, don't tempt him with a good time. You know he will. Absolutely.
Singing with Vince would be pretty awesome.
So how long have you been in town now?
11, 12-ish, 12 years.
Mm-hmm. What is the biggest lesson that you feel like you've learned being in Nashville?
My biggest thing was just take it one day at a time. I think I got really caught up in setting the expectations and where I wanted to go. And like, for a good example of that is a record deal. Like, I thought when I got here, I was like, please, I just got to get a record deal.
Yeah.
As soon as I get a record deal, I'll have made it, right? And then I ended up getting a record deal and asking out of the record deal. And I've been doing it independently for a couple years now and having so much fun. So it's like, what you think you want is not always what you want. And the same thing with Thomas Rhett. A lot of people will look at this and go, "Oh my God, Thomas is singing with you on a song. Like, you've made it. This is going to be a huge hit."
Yeah.
And maybe it will be, but maybe it won't be. You don't really know what's going to happen, and so try not to get caught up in thinking you do is really important. So just enjoying it. I've like I said, this has been the most special release I've had. Enjoying it exactly for what it is. I get to sing with Thomas Rhett on a song and one of my favorite artists. That's amazing. And just doing that every day and just never forgetting that I am literally creating something out of nothing, making music for a living, and I'm able to provide for my family and have a good life is pretty special.
That is special.
When did music become number one and maybe surpassed baseball? Because you tossed baseball out in the first segment,
I did.
But I mean, you played in the College World Series. Southern Miss was really, really good when you were there. So that's a legit point as well.
Yeah, I guess it was. I don't know. I only played baseball my senior year of high school and then got a scholarship somehow and played in college. And so music kind of happened as quickly as that. In a way, I've also played music my entire life. I've had a drum set since I was 2 years old. So my dad played, my older brother played drums. I've always loved it. But I got drafted like the 37th round to the White Sox or something like that. Nothing to brag about, but they were basically paying for my plane ticket.
Yeah.
And I would just somehow was kind of already a little burnt out on baseball. And so my teammates are actually to blame for this. They went and scheduled my first shows. Behind my back.
What?
Behind my back. Yeah, they all played guitar. And so around the house, I would grab their guitars and start noodling around. I would play like Gavin DeGraw songs and Amos Lee and all that stuff I loved back then. And they kept saying, "You have a really cool voice. You should sing in front of people." And I was like, "No, I don't want to sing in front of anybody. That sounds terrifying." And so they went and booked me like 3 shows in Hattiesburg where Southern Miss is.
Yeah.
And all 3 shows sold out, not because I had any idea what I was doing, but because people knew me from baseball.
Sure.
So I showed up and played like 2 hours acoustic and had an absolute blast. And so when I got drafted late and there was a decision to be made, I was like, let's move to Nashville. I kind of looked at both of them as the minor leagues.
Yeah.
And I felt like I had a lot more control in Nashville, which who knows if that was correct, but then the minor leagues are, you're in a school bus and going to games with the windows down. There's no AC.
Sure.
And it's tough. And and so is Nashville now that I've been here for so long. It's very tough, but it's been really fun. And I still keep up with all my baseball guys. I have some friends still playing pro, and so.
So what is the uniform for a songwriter?
Am I wearing it?
I don't know, maybe. You got a hat, jeans,
I went with Nikes instead of boots today. So yeah, something like that, I'd say.
Well, I love it.
Just like, had it worked out, you could have been a part of the worst Major League Baseball team in history.
I know, right?
The White Sox of last year. So maybe
Yeah.
I think in hindsight you made the right choice.
I think I made the right decision. That or I would have been hoping to get traded.
Well,
there's that too.
You've got your guitar. You've got a pink capo that looks sparkling. I love it.
Thank you. It's
I'm
not sparkling,
loving.
folks. Don't believe
It's not,
Kelly.
but I do love what it looks like. And I would love for you to play for us. You're going to do Ain't She? So
Yeah.
give us the backstory on this one.
Ain't She is it's the first song I put out last year, and so I felt like it's kind of the ultimate compliment from guy to guy is this song. It's like I feel like we go around and we're dating people trying to find the one, right? And you kind of lean on your friends and your family for that, right? You're kind of like sitting at the bar with your buddies and she's over there dancing or whatever, and you want to look at your friends and go, "Man, she's way too good for me, ain't she?" And you want your friend to go, "Yeah, don't lose that one." Yeah. And that's kind of where the idea. It's something I've always said, like, "Man, she's pretty, ain't she?" Like that kind of thing. And so I loved that phrase, and then I wrote the song, and it's kind of that. That's where it comes from. You got a good one, don't lose her.
Oh, I love it. Adam Doleac with us. Thank you for coming in this morning.
Thank you guys so much for having me. It's good to see you guys. It's been too long.
Happy birthday to Jack Mack. Have the
Thank
best
you.
first birthday party ever on Saturday. You've got Grand Ole Opry Friday night and then birthday party Saturday. What a weekend.
So all day Friday I'll be building a concession stand. And then I'll head over to the Opry, and then I'll go back and probably try to fix what I tried to build. Jack
You'll
is
love
coming.
it.
Jack's coming to the Oscar, by the way. So.
Oh, that's
You got to bring him
amazing.
out.
It'll
to
be
the
his
circle.
debut.
Yeah, you got to bring him out.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
love
awesome.
that.
And if you need to pawn him off, Charlie's going to be there, so you just hand him over.
It's a big podium.
Yeah.
I'll just put him up on the podium.
That would
We'll
be
hang out. We'll watch you
incredible.
together. How's
There
You know
that?
what?
is.
He actually loves my music. It calms him down. I sing to him. I sing him to sleep. Like he actually really, I don't know if it's my voice or what, but he loves it, which has been a really helpful thing in
Thank
parenting.
goodness.
I was going to say, because the
Yeah.
opposite would not be good.
I know it would not.
When I used to sing to Reese, she'd be like, no.
I'm picturing the video of Kerry and Mike Fisher, and Mike
Trying
just
to sing.
scream, the kid screaming.
Yeah,
Oh, gosh,
there it is. Adam, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Good
guys.
to see
Great
you.
to see y'all.
New song is out, Bar Named Jesus. Check it out, everybody. We've got more right here on Coffee Country and Cody. Y'all, the Opry 100 special is packed. We're going to have so many friends spilling over. In fact, people are going to be here with you. They're going to be backstage with me. They're going to be on stage with Blake. I mean, I guess, pick your player. If you want to hang out with Charlie, Kelly, or Blake, you just decide.
like-
But we'll be live streaming from behind the scenes.
Team Charlie, the voice. Right?
Oh, that would be great. Yeah. And are we sure that we're going to let Blake host the whole thing? Or
I believe that is I think we've reached the fail-safe point where that's going to happen.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
We're feeling good about that.
No, well, I didn't say that.
Okay. Love you, Blake.
It'll be entertaining.
It will be entertaining. I just don't know what's going to happen. There's a tinge of like, yeah, but we've got a button, right? Of something, not that he's going to cuss, but I'm just wondering it might go off the rails. It's Blake.
Yeah.
I hope it goes off the rails just a little bit. Okay, let's talk about all the things that are going on. Entertainment headlines. This is so fun. Ed Sheeran showing up at Tootsie's. So he loves Nashville. I don't know if he has a place here. It wouldn't surprise me if he did, just have a condo here. But he popped in and jumped on stage at Tootsie's, kind of surprising everybody in the audience. Take a look at this. Everybody singing along with him. He's on stage. Pink cowboy hat. Now, here's the best part. And this is why we love Ed Sheeran. He's a global superstar. He's super talented. I love him so much because he has such a dry sense of humor, which I definitely think is British. But he can also poke fun at himself. Apparently, there was a guy there that was absolutely not impressed that Ed was singing on stage, and someone videoed his reaction to seeing Ed Sheeran. This guy is literally rolling his eyes, but then he starts singing along a little bit.
Right.
So the best part is Ed reposted this and said, "Do you think I finally won him over?" Because he legitimately just looked like, "Oh God, I can't believe I'm listening to Ed Sheeran at Tootsie's. I came here to listen to some other cowboy sing, and this is not what I had signed up for." So
It's really good.
kudos to Ed for being like, you know what? I won most of the crowd over, but clearly not this guy. I don't know.
I can sell 70,000 seats. I don't need to sell 70,000 in
And
one.
one?
Yeah, that's all right. You don't need to
And
like me.
I have to know who this guy is, and is he getting a ton of flack for this now? I kind of hope that his friends are like, dude, what were you doing? You were rolling your eyes at Ed Sheeran, and now Ed Sheeran reposted you. Just make sure that you know what you're doing and who's videoing you at all times. Okay, Dolly Parton, loves seeing this. She made an appearance at Dollywood, and she rolled out in style. She was in this big, beautiful car, and there were all kinds of flowers all over it. She does this every year. It's basically like her homecoming to help open the parks and welcome everybody in. This was the first time that she made a public appearance since she lost her husband, Carl Dean. She said, "Of course, I will always love him and I will miss him, but I wanted you to know that I will always love you." So that was just part of what she said when she was on stage. But opening the parks, the 40th year for Dollywood Parks, if you can believe that, just incredible. If you haven't been, highly recommend it. Cleanest park ever. Also, Morgan Wallen dropping a single on Friday and telling us new music is on the way. Fans went crazy. His 4th album is going to be titled I'm the Problem, which that single's already out. We just don't know exactly when the album will be out. I'm going to say it's probably going to be like May-ish is what we're looking for. He did say album is officially done. More news for y'all next week. Here's a clip of a song called Just in Case. So new song is out. More on the way from Morgan Wallen.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
I mean, we felt like it was totally appropriate for St. Patrick's Day to do a little drink and bone. And they've just come in and sat down. Tracy Byrd is here. Alex Miller. Hi, y'all. Welcome in.
Morning.
Welcome in.
We're saving Jose Cuervo for Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
y'all come back, see us in about 6 weeks when the video's out, and we'll play that. So
I feel like that really does. You kind of have a song for every holiday.
Every drinking holiday.
Oh, man. Well, thank you guys for getting up early and coming in here. I know you're going to be shooting a video later today.
We are.
So you've got a full day of things happening. I want to hear about how y'all came together. How did you meet?
Well, we met. There's an old company, George Moffat's old company, Variety Attractions, out of Zanesville, Ohio. And, you know, they've been booking magicians and pig shows and things for years. So me and Alex fit right in. Easy sell. But they were both booking us on some fairs and festivals and things. And we met. They had me come to one of the big shows, the big Fair Buyers Convention.
Sure.
And Alex was there too, and that's how we met. And
it was crazy. I was going down to get lunch with some fair somewhere or another, and the doors open and there stood Tracy Byrd. And what was funny to me, you know, I was like 18 at the time.
Yeah, I mean, he ain't much older than
No,
that.
I was going to say last month. Okay.
And I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "You're Tracy Byrd," you know. And he said, "Oh my God, you're Alex Miller." And I went,
Oh,
Because I had already been following him on TikTok. And because, I mean, it just, you know, I love old traditional. And I'm like, I was starting to wonder if there was any guys out there, kids out there that were the same. And so I started seeing, you know, different people, you know, Zach Top being one of them. And I was starting to figure out that, you know, these kids are all on TikTok. You know, that's where they're at. And or other, you know, Instagram and things like that. And so that's kind of, I already knew who he was and knew about him. And he was pretty impressed that I knew.
and just so you know, I didn't get that date that I, you know, blew the lunch off with. I didn't get
That's all right.
I love that you guys can understand each other. You still have the same kind of accent, so that's good. You know, sometimes
it's Southeast Texas and Kentucky are not that far apart.
Really not.
you
Really
know,
not. Growing up, though, talk a little bit about just the hit after hit after hit of Tracy's that we were all listening to. That had to be formative for you.
Oh, yeah. You know, I grew up I was born in 03, but I grew up listening. My dad had all your records. I had Lawrence records, Mark Chestnut records, and absolutely. I mean, if anybody that loves country music, you got to love Tracy Byrd and love the 90s. I mean, that's some of the best music ever cut. So the fact that I'm getting to cut a song with Tracy is just crazy to me. And just I can't believe the guy I used to listen to through the speakers has actually done a song with me. It's amazing.
You didn't leave me much choice when you wrote a song about me.
Listen, a sneaky little thing for
I really
anybody
didn't
out
say
there.
no, Alex.
You know, that's the thing. You write a song called "The Bird," it's gonna happen, right? Yeah,
exactly.
I love this.
Well, do me a favor, take me back about 30 years, Tracy, because the first couple singles charted, but they weren't big hits.
No.
How big of a game changer was Holdin' Heaven?
Oh, it was huge. I mean, I'd you know, Mark Chestnut and I had played, you know, at the same club. They had groomed me to take over for him at Cutter's in Beaumont, and so I left another band I was with, and so I watched all that happen, and I watched him with MCA, and I watched him go right out and, you know, release Too Cold at Home, and it goes straight to the top. So I'm thinking, then MCA signs me. And I'm thinking, well, it's going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, I was naive at that point. And so we released this song I wrote called That's a Thing About a Memory. And I think it went to about 42 and died a horrible death and fell back off the charts. And then we released my cover of Someone to Give My Love To. And it got into the top 20 and did okay. But I thought, boy, if this don't happen quick, I might be calling Daddy to get me on at DuPont back home, you know, work at DuPont. But then we released Holdin' Heaven, and it went to number one. So so life changer, career changer, game changer. Because, you know, what I learned after that is I watched a lot of other people that were good and talented, and if you don't have a hit on that first record, sometimes it's over with. You know, I mean, most times it's over with. And so I was just thankful to have that one, you know, and then the ball, you know, kept rolling from there. Thank goodness.
All right, well, Alex, tell us about Writing the Bird.
So I actually wrote it. It was because of your cousin, Jeff. He'll love. We said something about him as well. But I was up at a show in Pennsylvania. It was another one of those kind of fair conventions, and his cousin was there, and he said, you and Tracy need to do something together song-wise. I said, maybe go back and cut like We're From the Country, because I used to do that in my show and stuff. And I said, we need to do that, because we'd met, you know. And he said, just go back and do that or write one or something. I said, yeah, and just give them the bird. And ding, a little light bulb went off. And I said, ooh, I need to, you know, remember that. So I had some rights booked that next week, and so I got together with my buddy Jerry, Sally, and we wrote this tune. And I said, when I first came in, I said, Jerry, let's write one for me and Tracy Byrd. He said, oh, great, I love that. And I said, let's call it The Bird, and give him the bird. And he went, I don't know about that. But he warmed up to it, I guarantee you.
Well, we would love for you to play it
And
live.
ironically, Jerry Sally sang harmony behind me on the first single. That's the thing about a memory. He was singing harmony on that.
Oh, wow. So
All roads
truly,
lead back.
truly full circle.
Full circle.
Oh, love that.
This is The Bird. This morning you're hearing it, Alex Miller and Tracy Byrd.
More coffee, country, and Cody is on WSM.
She's so hot, she makes me look cool.
She makes dirt look good. All right, give us the backstory on this song,
Well,
brother.
it's a tune that I didn't write that one, but it was one that was pitched to me. And when I heard it, I thought of all them gals that I grew up with back in Kentucky that used to go down to Wildcat, which is like I don't know what you want to call it, like a four-wheeler park kind of thing, and go down there and have a good time. And it made me think a lot of them, you know, because you see them in all side by sides, all muddied up and stuff. It's like, but then whoever's driving that can make dirt look good. So,
Kind of an answer song to Don't Take Her, She's All I Got.
in a way,
You were way too clean, though. Do you get dirty in that video at all?
yeah, you got to go watch it and you find
Okay.
out. Yeah.
I've never seen this guy with anything out of place.
I was going to say.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
like old school when it comes to that. I mean, I was
Hair's
like, what are
always
you wearing this
good.
morning? And he goes, oh, I'm all, would you say,
star-studded.
star-studded up. And I said, oh, I got a flannel shirt on.
Now listen, I will say I put my time in the mud. I grew up in Kentucky and grew up on a farm, and trust me, I've dug my share of fence posts.
You did send me that one picture one day, and you was really dirty and you was in work clothes, but I think that was just for show, really.
Well, sir,
don't think
you
you really did
learn
much.
after you do that hard manual labor, you learn that going and sitting in a room and writing a song and then performing for somebody
It's
way
really
easier.
pretty easy.
yeah.
You know?
Way easier,
That's
right?
that's the one thing about working on the farm that I really do appreciate my granddad getting me out there. And he always told me, he said, I want you out here working with me. I said, why? He said, because you can come out here and work, then you're going to want to do anything else but
That's
come
right.
out here again.
Oh,
That's absolutely.
90-minute show seems easy.
It's
doesn't it?
really
You
easy.
know,
Yeah.
I could throw a different perspective on that, though, after 35 years. Yes, hard labor is tough, but this business and touring, and it is hard on the person. It's hard on the family. It's hard on everybody. It's tough. I mean, it really is. I think that's the American Idol and the Voice and all that. People always go, well, why do you think that person that won didn't make it? I said, I got a theory that they've been sitting at home singing to karaoke or doing their videos or whatever, and then they're thrown into the real business.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the real business is a whole lot tougher than they thought it was going to be. And,
Mentally, too.
Oh, it's
I mean, you come out, Tracy, you have number one, and then maybe something doesn't hit. And mentally, what does that do to you?
Oh, yeah, because you think it's all over with. And
Right.
I mean, I used to just Tuesday mornings, which is when the charts would come out.
Sure.
In the old days, Alex, when there were charts. But I would just sit on, just like pins and needles waiting to see if did we move up, did we move down, what did we do, because everything hinged on chart performance and hits, and so yeah, it's a true tough business, and the artists work really, really hard.
That's right.
I've did over 4,000 shows. I figured it up one day. So that's so that's being gone a whole lot from your family and from home. They're the ones that really suffer the most,
Absolutely.
In a way, do you appreciate that time on stage more now than the heyday
more
of it
now
all?
than ever.
Yeah.
It's
you probably see fans who've been with you since the start bringing their kids.
That's absolutely what happened. Is now that I ask these younger folks, I'm like, what are you doing at my show? And they go, well, I was raised on your music. And a lot of them say that, and there hasn't been any music in my era that felt as good as what y'all did then. You know, now it seems like it's all coming back around. So yeah, I hear that a lot, and that's very flattering and kind of a really good payoff to all of it,
Well, you said earlier that you used to do "I'm from the Country" in your set.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So since y'all are here, y'all want to do it together?
Yeah, let's do a little duet on this number here.
Alex slips the true Marty Brown meaning in there.
I do, yeah.
We're from the country.
We're from the country.
We're from the country.
And we like it that way.
Yeah, we do.
That's right.
Oh, man. We love having you guys in. You sound so good together, and just the playfulness of playing off each other. That's fun to watch.
Well, you know what? He's a young man, but he's so much. He carries himself so mature. He really does. It was a couple of years before I knew how young he was. I didn't know he was. I thought he was close to 30, and he's impressive in that way. You don't meet a lot of young people like that anymore, but he's a fine young man.
Well, thank you, man.
I love this pairing. I love the Bird. I love seeing y'all together. Thank you for getting up early.
Worth it every bit.
Yeah, lots of good stuff coming from them, and the video we'll be looking forward to.
That's
it
right. Now the
it's
song
all
comes
finished.
out April the 4th, so we're doing some pre-save stuff, so y'all can go out and get it. We haven't. Today is the day we're announcing that we're even doing it. So y'all have got
world premiere right here.
Right here, yes, ma'am.
Well, we didn't know that. We'll hype that up. That's good stuff. Y'all, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
in.
Right.
We appreciate it. Alex Miller, Tracy Byrd, you're hearing it right here on Coffee, Country, and Cody world premiere. Everything I Need. That is Chase Beckham, his new one. It's the follow-up to 23. Love that song, and I love him so much. Well, let's talk about some entertainment headlines for you on this St. Patty's Day. We have new music that is coming from our friend Blake Shelton. He's going to be here Wednesday night. He's going to be hosting the Opry 100. So get ready because he has a brand new song out. And this one is really kind of a different take for Blake. It's called Let Him In Anyway. And it's basically Blake begging God for forgiveness, not for himself, but for his friend. So the idea, the idea is like he was talking to his friend and that his friend was actually, kind of feeling conviction for God, but he wasn't quite saved when he passed. And so it's basically like, please let him into heaven. Anyway.
Oh, I love that premise. And how many times have those words been said, right? I got to imagine that's something that a lot of folks can relate to. Wow. I
cannot wait to hear more about it. It's going to be on his new album coming out May 9th. The name of the album, For Recreational Use Only.
Well, there you go.
That's the name of the new Blake album, May the 9th. So new stuff from Blake Shelton.
I mean, it's no chew tobacco spit, but I mean, it sounds like it'll be a fine tune in and of itself.
True. Listen, that one's still paying the bills. He's not mad about it.
That's paying a lot of bills.
He's not mad about it. Yeah. Hey, Ed Sheeran popping in at Tootsie's is nothing new. He was at Santa's Pub the last time that he just shows up at a Nashville bar. But he did jump on stage, did a little performance. We have some video. The pink cowboy hat, I think, really set it off. So here's a little snippet of Ed Sheeran live from Tootsie's. You can hear all the girls in the front. Yeah, everybody's singing along. Everybody's having a good time. Except for one dude who was not having a good time and was obviously completely annoyed with the fact that Ed Sheeran was on stage. And they took video of him. So he's watching Ed sing and he's like, rolling his eyes.
But he knew the words.
He knew the words, so he's kind of singing, but he's also like, ugh, are you even kidding me right now? The best part is Ed reposted this and said, do you think I finally won him over? So hopefully this guy left as an Ed Sheeran fan, even though he wasn't feeling it at the time. He was obviously there for someone else.
We need to get Mr. Sheeran on our Assembly Food Hall
Please.
stage here at the Acuff House.
Please. That would be my dream. And I have to tell you, I would probably not have words. I would be very speechless.
And he truly is one of those one-man band guys. I mean, he just does everything.
I love everything Ed Sheeran does.
Yeah.
There are a few people that I would really be, I think, starstruck by, and he might be one of them, simply because he is so prolific at everything he does. But also, he's so funny and witty. I feel like it would be good banter back and forth.
I agree. Yes.
Yeah, it would be a whole lot of fun. Dollywood is open for the season. Everybody get your tickets now and go head out. The 40th season of Dollywood. Dolly was there to be on stage and welcome everyone into the theme park. I was actually there one year when she did this. They call it the, quote, homecoming, where she drives through like a little parade, waves to everybody. But it's just an official opening of the park. She said she wanted to welcome everyone and let them know that even though she's been going through a lot with the loss of her husband, Carl Dean, that she will always love all of the fans and the friends and thank them for being at the park, and told them all about the new stuff that's there and available. So 40th year for Dollywood.
Jackson's already planning a trip and says this year he will do Mystery Mine.
That's a scary one.
Now I have to talk him into Wild Eagle, which has become my favorite ride there.
Wild Eagle is still my favorite. Just because of like you're dangling.
It's
it
crazy.
really feels
It's
like
you're flying.
Yeah. But
at that.
Mystery Mine is another one of those. It's because at one point you don't see the track. It is so vertical that you literally look like you're falling.
And at one point you're like completely looking up. Like you're on your back.
Yes. Yeah. And the blood is rushing to your head. So there's that. Yeah. Also wanted to point out that in the year of our Lord 2009, back in the day.
So 16 years ago.
16 years ago, because my daughter turned 16 and she was born in 2009.
Okay.
So this is kind of an homage to her. Taylor Swift was #1 on the country chart with Fearless. How about that? The album won the Grammy for Album of the Year and for Best Country Album as well. So I can't believe it's been that long that we've had Fearless from Taylor Swift. We're going to close out the show with a song from Fearless, so hang tight for that.
There's been many eras since then.
Oh, wow. You just kind of threw that one in there.
I know. So bad.
Morgan Wallen also has another album on the way. We want to tell you about it. 4th studio album on the way. He teased it. I'm the Problem is the name of it. I think it's coming out in, we're going to say May, because he starts his tour in June.
Yeah, just say
They
May.
haven't really said when. If you do the math, it makes sense.
You
for
want
it
the
to come
record out when the tour starts.
Of course. Of course. New song is out, Just in Case. He dropped that on Friday. So he's been doing little snippets of songs throughout.
It's catchy.
And it is really catchy. So get ready, because new stuff coming from Morgan Wallen. We'll be getting that, as we said, we hope in May. Tour starts in June. Also, it is St. Patrick's Day. So we just want to tell everybody out there are many ways to celebrate. Some of the things that we've been talking about St. Patrick's Day related, Guinness for sure is one of them.
Or Murphy's if you want something just a little out of the box.
Now, what's the difference between Murphy's and Guinness?
They're both dark beers from Ireland. And I actually like Murphy's more.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay. So Guinness, the only way that I would drink Guinness is a black and tan, which is like a lighter beer on top of it. But somebody said Bailey's and Guinness is really good together.
Well,
I've never tried that. So there you go. Corned beef and cabbage. That's another one. That is a very traditional Irish meal. Not curry.
Curry and mash? No. Bangers and mash?
No, bangers and mash is English.
Okay.
I'm so confused with you.
Scotch eggs?
You're throwing
Scotch
all
eggs?
of these things against the wall. I'm like, none
They're
of these
all
things are
on the
Irish.
menu of every Irish
They're
restaurant.
all UK, but those are not Irish. Seriously, soda bread is Irish for anybody that
all
wants
right,
to
Miss
have
I
some
Wore
soda bread.
Green. You can win today.
I mean, I will pull up my DNA and I will show you.
Pull up my DNA.
All these are my people. We don't have a whole lot. Reese did say, she goes, I mean, like, what do we have? Like, some of our friends have some really cool holidays that they get to celebrate. Like, Holi just happened for our friends that are Indian. And I was like, yeah, we're Irish and English. St. Patty's Day is all we get.
Try being Portuguese.
Oh, you got nothing?
Get nothing.
Really?
Ah,
There's got to
not
be
that-
some kind of celebration
Not
somewhere.
that I know of.
Absolutely
Yeah.
nothing. All right. So if you are going out, if you're going to celebrate responsibly. We want everybody to make sure that they are doing that. And if you're having some corned beef and cabbage or whatever it is that you're doing, make sure that you are wearing green today. You did not wear green today. Curry is not Irish. Okay. We're not going to have this fight again. Thank you again to all of our friends that came in the studio and that were with us today. Adam Doleac, who was with us earlier this morning. And then we had Tracy Byrd and Alex Miller. Man, that was a fun segment.
Yep. Tomorrow morning on our Assembly Food Hall stage, James House, hit songwriter. He's coming by to see us with brand new music. And I love Jordana Bryant. She joined us one time earlier. Pennsylvania native, great young singer-songwriter, and she's got new music as well. So a busy Tuesday, and that'll make us one day closer to Opry 100, the live celebration.
We are
on
counting
NBC.
down. Yeah, it's going to be happening on NBC. You guys can be watching it live. Blake Shelton will be hosting. I'll be on the live stream. Charlie will be here in the studio. We got you covered from all angles, and that's coming up on Wednesday. So we're going to close out with a little homage to Taylor Swift, since we mentioned that she won the Grammy and had a #1 album from Fearless. Here you go. Taylor Swift, Love Story on WSM. See you tomorrow.